Sometimes the harshest lessons are the ones we most want to escape from, like the 50 million deaths the 1918 influenza pandemic inflicted on the world.
We learned a lot of things during that pandemic, actually, that unfortunately were forgotten.
Dr. Christopher Ohl is an infectious disease specialist who also has great interest in history, and he wishes that we were writing the history of our current pandemic in a more effective way. If you could go back to February of 20, what do you wish you knew then?
For the current one, you know, the big thing is I think we underestimated the complexity of this virus, and we underestimated its power to really move and change, and to get around the technology that we had.
But Dr. Ohl says those vaccines are still the key. And even though nearly 2 out of 3 Americans are fully vaccinated and more than a third are boosted, it took longer than Dr. Ohl had hoped.
You know, if we could have gotten everyone vaccinated back last spring and early summer, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation now.
Joanne Gruber is an epidemiologist who teaches public health at Elon University, but spent much of her career at the CDC and sees a template for the future. How do you think we will deal with the next pandemic differently?
One of the things I really strongly think is that we need to think about layering protections. Not just, I feel like we came out, especially in the US, like vaccine or bust. And we see that you can't put all your eggs in one basket, and that no one intervention is going to be perfect at transmitting or preventing transmission of disease. And so thinking about how you isolate sick people, maybe you use quarantine, maybe you use testing.
And avoid things that are really high risk, like very large congregations.
Governments, both federal and closer to home.
Easing restrictions here in our state without enough masks, gowns, and gloves is like setting off on a 3-day camping trip with enough food for just one night.
Sent that message time and again, but
I've never, ever, in my 30 years of known infectious diseases and public health, ever had a time where we get the public health message out there and people just basically say, not for me. Most of the time people come around.
You have to have a simple message. It has to be understandable by people. But people interpret a message based on their cultural context and their own personal experiences. So one message, given to how many 100 million Americans are going to be received very differently across the country. Yes, a pandemic by definition is global, but it's actually multiple small epidemics, right? So the experience of COVID here in Greensboro is very different than in Chicago, than Southern California, than Minneapolis, and the same was true in 1918.
The uneven results of our efforts to stem COVID's tide is leading us, Dr. Ohl believes, in a dangerous direction.
There's a big push now to politically take the power away from public health and put it in the hands of elected officials, and that's not going to work. It is not going to work. And, childhood diseases that used to kill, like whooping cough, 60,000 people a year, babies. In the U.S., if we don't watch out for this stuff, it's going to come back.
But as our COVID treatments improve and the COVID variants appear to be becoming less lethal, but it sounds like we may be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
I thought that after our vaccines rolled out, I'm like, okay, here it is. We saw these decreases, and then, Delta happened.
Dr. Ohl is a bit more optimistic.
And as more and more of us get some immunity, then the virus will transition from being a pandemic kind of mean thing that really gets in the way of life and moves into being a cold. We're in that transition right now, actually, I think.